on CNN.com.
Sports MVPs who are playing a different kind of game these days, the net game.
We're endorsing it, but we've financially backed it, and that makes it a huge difference.
The new cyber celebrities, why they're not content to be just another pretty face.
Who isn't interested in the internet these days?
Before you walk down the aisle, cruise over to the internet.
Just take a look at all the things the Wedding Channel thinks you'll be doing in that last month before you get married.
Some sites that promise to relieve that pre-wedding stress. And the site to surf for fathers who know best.
Fatherhood should be fun, after all.
Father's Day fun and a whole lot more ahead on CNN.com. Welcome to CNN.com. I'm Perry Peltz. Forget the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now celebrities not only want fame and fortune, they want stock options. Michael Jackson recently announced he's investing in web startup HollywoodTicket.com, an entertainment site. Jackson is just one of the growing number of big-time names making big-time deals on the internet. James caught up with some of the cyber celebs at the top of the A-list. So let's go to an online dream team.
There's a place where the best are dedicated to helping you become your best.
John Elway, Wayne Gretzky, and Michael Jordan are among the most valuable players in the history of sports.
The premier online sports store, MVP.com.
Now the MVP3 are picking up a game in the digital arena.
I think it's a cool idea. I think it's a great idea. When am I going to start getting paid for these ideas?
It's a new kind of competition for these retired sports icons with a view from the front office, since they're all major investors.
Yeah, I would say major. I mean, I know, my checkbook, it might not be as major to Michael because he's got more money than I have, but it's a major commitment by all of us.
Three of us were looking for something to do once we retired that was going to keep us busy, and this has kept us busy.
Check this out.
MVP.com is trying to carve a cyber chunk out of the $70 billion a year retail sporting goods market. Gretzky, Elway, and Jordan have not only made an undisclosed investment, they're members of the board, with Elway as chairman.
You know, I didn't know a whole lot about it. I just really was kind of a novice computer user, and actually started exploring the web and just saw how vast, the web was.
The former Denver Broncos quarterback first teamed up with a venture capital group, then called his buddies Gretzky and Jordan.
They wanted to get into something a little bit deeper, and that's why we're, not only endorsers, but investors and, board members to have that input of the direction of the company.
Be a heck of a board meeting to sit in on, huh?
Obviously, we're endorsing it, but we've financially backed it, and that makes it a huge difference. So, it's funny when we come in and did we pay for that? Who paid for that? So we're on top of things a little more than we would be if we were endorsing the product.
Hey, you got it. Having big celebrities helps, but CEO John Costello says the company's not just banking on the names.
They bring an insight to our customers that our customers couldn't get anyplace else. Imagine Wayne Gretzky helping you select hockey gear, John Elway providing tips on football, Michael Jordan sharing his thoughts on what it takes to be a winner.
I think we're starting to see more celebrities in the .com world because as that world becomes more sophisticated and also a more cluttered marketplace, they're trying to find ways to differentiate themselves from the pack.
William Morris agent Lisa Shotlin matches celebrities with .com.
Do you want me to call him for you? Celebrities very often feel they're only as known or as good as the last gig that they had. So to be a partner in a business, an ongoing business that has a life beyond the celebrity's core business is really quite interesting and important to them.
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do.
Perhaps the granddaddy of online celebrity campaigns belongs to Priceline, which went where no .com had gone before by hiring Captain James T. Kirk, a.k.a. William Shatner.
Saving money is wrong. I don't want to be right.
Thank you.
When Priceline execs first approached Shatner, he told them they were crazy, but he finally agreed to be their pitchman on one condition.
So I said, yes, I'll go along, and I'll take stock instead of money. Intuitively, I had no reason to do anything else. And it seemed to have paid off. It was a gamble.
But it looked like easy money in March when he sold nearly 1/3 of his Priceline shares for about $3 million. Shatner's leap of faith converted a whole new flock in the dot-com game.
Priceline was the most successful at that time and really, I think, brought it to a mass audience and also to the celebrities. And from that, many more people were interested in doing those types of deals. It certainly was a catalyst.
Good boy! Hey, who you buying that for? Mother. Your mother who carried you for 9 months in her womb, now you're gonna make her carry this? Give her Flues.
Whoopi Goldberg joined internet currency startup Flues. Cross-dressing supermodel RuPaul pitches for internet meeting service WebEx. Director Francis Ford Coppola hawks e-bags. And supermodel turned supermom Cindy Crawford advises eStyle's flagship site called babystyle.com.
Well, I had been approached by a couple of other internet companies, and mostly just really to use my name, and there was no... It didn't make sense. There was no synergy. And, you know, of course, I was interested. Who isn't interested in the internet these days?
Cindy Crawford and Baby Style, I think, was a really good match because it was great timing for her. She was just having a child. It allowed Cindy to branch out into an area that you wouldn't have expected her to be in prior to that. And it really put Baby Style on the map.
The site gives tips to new moms and moms-to-be, plus sells everything from clothing to toys for the kids. eStyle's founder and CEO, Lori McCartney, says if you're going to work with a celebrity, choosing the right one for your site is the key.
One of the things we did with Cindy is try to have a multi-pronged relationship. So that included the board of directors, that included Cindy acting as a strategic advisor, editorial contributor, and importantly a spokesperson. And that really only works if the celebrity you choose makes sense for the business overall.
I know you do. You're so good, all of you. For me, that was really exciting to have the opportunity to be part of a startup internet company. Even if it was a less traditional way for me to do business, because in some ways you're gambling. But it also, I think, it makes me much more interested in the company. I care about this brand because I'm an owner.
How does it compare to exotic photo shoots?
Exotic photo shoots aren't all they're cracked up to be. I must say that sitting in on board meetings and learning about, you know, after every meeting I say, Lori, now, how exactly does, you know, what does limited stock mean? Or, you know, but I'm really getting an education, and I feel like at this point in my life, that to me is more interesting. I've kind of done the exotic photo shoots.
Today, for a growing number of celebrities, what's exotic, not to mention potentially enriching beyond even showbiz standards, is the challenge of new technology.
Everything's being affected very quickly, and many celebrities want to feel like they're there, like they're on the cutting edge. What better way to do that and to learn about that business than to be in business with somebody who spends their days working on the internet?
It's like organizing a sports team. You know, you got to put together a good organization, and once you do, you can stand back and say, okay, I really got a great group here. We think that we have a great team here, and we're not nervous at all. I mean, we're hesitant, but we're not nervous.
There you go. I'm the dot.
You're working on the
dot.com.
We thought Sun Microsystems claimed to be the dot in .com, but then who are we to argue with the great one? As for William Shatner, with all of the stock market ups and downs, he timed his stock sale just right. Priceline stock has dropped by half since his March sell-off. That leaves his remaining shares worth a mere $4 million. We'll be right back.